Okay. Welcome. We're so far nobody's viewing, but another edition of Ask Me Anything. We have Captain Aaron Davis filling in for the.
Sorry, brain just shut off.
College, Starfleet Academy. Richard Steele, interim OIC for 10th Brigade. Fleet Captain Kevin Plummer, head of Starfleet Tactical. Fleet Captain Rob from Region 13. As always, Fleet Captain John from the Vampire Across the Sea. And the Russell Camp. Right now, if Steve shows up, that'll be great, but he is still working on cleanup. So we've posted at the bottom streamer a way to donate to help the victims of the Kentucky tornadoes.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey.
Good afternoon. Drew, how are you?
Doing great. How about yourself, Rob? Find anything interesting? I'm sure you would have at least peeked at Thingiverse.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great. Like,
just send me the links.
It's almost like Christmas morning, eh? Like you can find everything on there, so it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I did ask Kevin to come on, and one of the reasons why I wanted Kevin to come on is he's got a new group for Starfleet, the Starfleet Tactical Gaming Group, and we're looking for more people to join, and I thought it'd be a nice thing to have him on to answer any questions and possibly recruit some new people to Starfleet Tactical.
For gaming.
Yeah, Starfleet Tactical is it's dedicated to all gaming, whether it's board games, card games, computer games, mobile platform games, and even the new virtual reality type games that are coming out as well.
It's pretty interesting. I've had a few people come pop into our fleet on Star Trek Online and see how we're doing it. Run joint missions with us. I think they're interested.
Right.
But
We're setting up a full department. There'll be different positions. There will be awards and recognitions for people doing things in different in each game platform. We'll have our recon officers, who are people who are basically dedicated to trying to promote Starfleet International inside the games, and several other things. But we're looking for our startup staff. I have a manual that I'm just a few pages into writing for it, and I'd like to get some help with that as well. So just looking to recruit some people that are interested in gaming. We'll also be doing tournaments at some point in time and other various competitions as well.
Thank you, sir. I'm pulling up the Facebook group so I can post the link in chat for everybody that wants to check it out can join.
How goes everything on your side of the pond, John? Catch him with his mouth full.
No. It's all right, I'm getting quiet at the moment. I was supposed to be a birthday party today, but I didn't go.
Today's going to be busy for the camp. We got a lot of stuff going on today.
And Eric, we are making sure we scroll that link. We left it up last night and all. Steve asked us to post it as well. And we're doing good, Fran. How about yourself?
I'm not. Who are you talking to?
If you click over to comments on your on the SteamYard,
Yeah.
you can actually see
You
the
can
chat.
see other people coming in, the people who are watching.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. So that's what that does.
So does anybody have anything interesting going on, or does any of our viewers want to have any specific information they'd like to know about?
Right now, I wanted everybody to be aware that the academy is incredibly short-staffed and we need assistant directors. So if you have a little bit of free time, apply to be an assistant director for one of these colleges. It doesn't take that much time, and it's as much time as you make it. So these ones that are already in QAM, it's just maintenance. You don't really do anything. I think on those I spend maybe like 5 minutes a week on. But then there are a lot of exams that, as we all know, when we take exams, they're still essay and they're long and we have to mail them into the director. And it would be a lot easier if these were in QAM. But literally, as I'm sitting here, I'm converting one, and that takes some time, and we need people to help with this. So if anybody has like a few extra hours that you can spare, there are all these assistant director positions available, and it would be a huge help to the academy if we can get all this converted.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, Aaron. It does take quite a bit of time. Not everyone knows, but I'm the person who originally built the Moodle application and converted 1,600 courses over into Moodle when we first started that whole program. But it does take time to convert them over into the QAM format.
Well, I think a big part of it too is you have to do beta testing, and then you have to get CDC approval, and then you have to do beta testing again. So just to create an exam is a monumental challenge, but then to convert all these existing ones on top of that, it's just a lot of work, and we don't have enough volunteers to do it. So if anybody's interested, I'm sure everybody that's here can point you in the right direction on where to go on the HR site to look for these open positions, and it would be a big help. I know that the Institute of Military needs help, a lot of help.
I need more people who know about the military, though. The real
Sorry?
military. Military is hard to understand if you haven't served.
I haven't served. I don't understand half of this. I can still convert a quiz into QAM, and I'm learning a lot at the same time. So
Right. Well, I can understand that, but
yeah,
it helps if you have some kind of a working knowledge.
no working knowledge. I'm doing well.
It does help if you have a working knowledge of the subjects, but it's not required because, I mean, you're converting something that's already made that somebody that does have that working knowledge did whenever they set the course up to begin with. So you're just converting it into a format that Moodle understands better and can use for real-time processing.
She had mentioned writing, so I was trying to figure something out about that.
So one of the things that I did recently was just because I had some extra time, I made an exam for a college course called Women in the Military. And I had the manual And it was easy. I got to learn a lot about somebody's biography while I did it, so I enjoyed that a lot. But it was fun. I got to make multiple choice questions out of this manual. So even without a working knowledge, like I said, you read the manual, you learn a little bit, you get to write some questions. And then you send it off to CDC for approval. So it's pretty easy.
And how many colleges are you involved with, Aaron?
2 different colleges. One is the Institute of Star Trek Studies, and the other one is the military. What about you, Rob?
I'm only involved with one. I'm an assistant director and learning a lot from TJ Allen. So I think it's a great guy to learn from.
Oh, yeah.
I currently wear too many hats in too many organizations. So at the moment, maybe later, but unfortunately I do wear more hats and more organizations. I have at least 2 to 3 in a few.
I got quite a few too. Man,
Every time I turn around, I got another thing to do with him in a different organization. So
you don't have to. That's your choice.
it keeps me busy. But yeah, it's also a nice way to fulfill your volunteering time. If you have nothing that you're volunteering on, it's a safe way to get volunteer hours. So if you still want to be a service to everybody, you're serving as a leader, you're actually the servant to everybody that's below you. So by converting a college class or checking the grades, you're actually serving everybody else that is in it, and you're putting forth leadership examples.
That's absolutely.
Sean, are you just trying to guilt me? Like, seriously?
No.
It's not all about you, Richard.
It's just that particular that seemed really aimed at me. That's all.
Well, you said you do multiple hats in different organizations. You're a leader already in multiple things, just like I do. Whenever they call me my church, I actually am the IT guy. So I still have to go and run 2 more line of sight antennas when I get time off of work to be able to do it during the day. On top of that, I'm also a survival instructor for kids. If I had the money, I'd be doing a survival camp for the next 4 months. They have it going in different states. So sometimes you have to say no to things because you get overwhelmed and it becomes you don't have any time to reset. But like I said, there's a lot of people that don't have the ability to do it, especially with now that you said last night Canada is going to be locking up again. This is a great way to get the volunteering in and not have to even leave your house.
Well, Ontario's locking up again. I don't know about the rest of the place. So,
Fran,
that was Rob. That wasn't me.
Fran, you can go to the human resources portion of the SFI homepage, and you can get information on everything that's needed help with in as far as in SFI as a whole.
And I did post that link up in chat a minute ago so that everybody can just go to the comments and copy and paste it.
It's
Right.
very
One
important
thing I'd
that we
like
work
to add,
together.
too.
The only way to improve this club is to work together. And the closer we
one
work
thing
together,
I'd like to add,
the closer we become.
okay, one thing I'd like to add about the human resources page is that's not everything that's out there for people to volunteer with, especially like with the academy and that. A lot of times all that gets posted are some of the top level positions that are open, like directors and assistant directors. But even those people that take those, or standing assistants and directors, will take people in under their wing so that they can learn the process and all that. So don't feel like you need to volunteer for a director position if you're not comfortable for it. If there's a college or academy program that you're interested in, talk to the director that's there, or if there is no director there, talk to one of the admin staff, and they can help guide you through and teach you how to actually do that job. And then when you're ready, you can apply for it.
Yeah, it's the ones you don't hear about that are doing what Kevin just described. The ones that aren't filling a title are the ones that do a majority of the care for this family. We need to lift each other up. If you hear snoring, I apologize. It's my border collie.
Oh, I thought that was you.
No, I'm not that tired today. It's not 2 a.m, and I haven't been up since 3 a.m. So.
I just read Tiffany's.
Oh, what's up with you?
I just read Tiffany's comment. Manitoba is going to go into tight restrictions too.
Yeah.
You Canadians are going to be locked inside.
It's winter.
A
Right.
lot of places.
It's been helped already, right? I mean,
a lot of places worldwide are going to be locking up tight, and it's going to cause a lot of disruption, especially in groups like ours. But this is our chance to stand up and make a difference. It's for those who can't do anything. So, depends on how we want to look at it. It can either be a curse or it could be a plus.
Okay.
oh, it vastly depends. I agree with you, Drew. We can make a good thing out of it, or we can, or we cannot. But
right,
yeah. I mean, I know that as soon as the position hits the HR, I'm applying to be brigade commander. So, or brigade OC here.
Well, that is an HR position, so you have to apply for it.
I understand that, and that's what I just said. Was that when it hits
there, his paperwork's done. He's waiting for them to post it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for Derek to fill out whatever HR wants to get it posted, and then as soon as it's posted, I'll apply for it.
What's Mitch stand up? Right.
I mean, and just add to my hats, or I'll switch hats really, because
if it's too much work, if it's going to be too many hats.
Well, but I'm switching from the depth job to the proper job, right? So, but that's planned. So, when I was talking about wearing too many hats, that was already equated into the hats I was wearing.
When I made the comment, I was kind of addressing the people that were watching, not the people sitting here. So, I mean, I don't expect you to take an assistant director position if you're doing a lot already, but the people that are watching this right now, the HR positions, there's tons of them. And like Kevin said earlier, you can also just write to a director if you like a school and say, hey, can I help? The answer is emphatically yes. They need a lot of help, and you don't have to take a position of being a director and being responsible for posting grades.
Yeah, those under you would be the perfect example. You can let them know, hey, if you're interested in learning a little bit more, contact the instructor or the director and ask if you can help.
Yeah, well, I mean, and our ship, my ship does have somebody who is a assistant director in 2 colleges, as it stands right now. I have some people with some odd hours and stuff too, so they've been a little standoffish about getting involved in stuff. But we are trying to help everything, SFI, right?
So, Fran, to answer your question, I wouldn't look for who needs the most help. I mean, everybody needs help. I think you want to think first and foremost what you're interested in, and then go from there to see who needs the most help. And because you don't want to do something you're not interested in, just because they need a lot of help, and it might not be a good fit for you. So if you look now on the open HR positions, like it was said before, a lot of those are director and assistant director, but that'll kind of give you an idea on what departments need the help. Then just go look in the academy, send the director an email and say, hey, I don't necessarily want to be an assistant director, but can I help? I'd love to be on the staff, and you could be on the support staff.
Yeah, even the Ask Me Anything / After Dark team is looking for more people. We're looking for people that are creative at the video editing that can make banners, or anybody that can do advertising, even come and help recruit for shows. So looking for maybe guests like different actors on the show, stuff like that, trying to contact them even. So if you have a wanting to help out in any of the areas, there's always some type of opening. Talk to the people that are working in it, because some of the people do the job without saying anything, and they get burnt out, and just having somebody coming up, hey, do you need any help, changes their day.
And the CS wants a new website for the for himself and the Ask Me Anything and After Dark programs. So we need graphics and stuff like that for that type of stuff. If you're good at doing that kind of work, please contact me, and we can talk about what's needed and stuff like that. Or if you have any kind of knowledge, especially in CSS and PHP, we could use a little bit of extra help with some of the modifications that I'm making to the website he wants. So,
Kevin, you should get in touch with my fiance, Lieutenant Chicken Sandwich. That's what he does, CSS and PHP.
okay. Yeah, I definitely need CSS. PHP I'm good at, but CSS is not my strong point.
Okay.
See, this is what I love Fran. She served as the commander of Starfleet and still wants to help out.
I know, that's amazing. Hey, Fran, you'd probably be really good helping in the Institute of Leadership Studies. I'm sure you are really aware of procedure and handbook stuff, so maybe you could see if there's something there that would that you would be interested in. I don't know what Donnie thinks is priceless.
I'm
Something.
not sure either.
So, and start looking out, because I know that the database is going to be needing some beta testers as well.
Yes.
Coming up in the next month or so, as the last thing was he was almost done with it and was going to be stress testing. So
I don't know about you, but I think that's the only thing I haven't signed up for yet. I'm just
Hey, Rob,
wallowing my eyes.
since we're talking about like how we can, help out SFI, can you tell us a little bit about the food drive? I know you know more about it than most people that I know.
The food drive, this is the second one that the fleet's done against the... Sorry, I got corrected today. It's not the KEG, it's KEG. I don't know how to use it in a sentence yet. But the...
Klingon Action Group.
I know, but you say...
Assault Group, sorry.
Assault Group.
Just follow me on this. I'm going to go to work with Klingon Action Group. I'm going to go to work with the Klingon Action Group.
It's Assault Group.
It is regardless of all that. The food drive is to benefit, the way I like to look at it, is to benefit people in your communities. And I'll use our ship as an example. It's we have members all over Canada and the United States. So our members go out and they do the food drive, which benefits our totals in the fleet. And for example, Captain Davies went out and she did her X amount of food. That goes to a local charity in her region that needs the help. Myself, I do it in my community. They need the help. They provide a list. We buy what's on the list for them. And in total, then the Nomad submits X amount of food. The other part too is dollars. The fleet is currently giving a 1-to-1 ratio. So $1 equals a pound. However, if you speak to your local community needs, as in food banks, shelters, whatever may be the recipient, sometimes they have buying power, which is 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. So a $10 donation is worth $30. It's a little research on your part, but I think it's important. And the fact that we're pushing another fan organization is really important, because the more communities involved, the better. Everybody needs something this time of the year. A lot of people are in hard spots, especially if we're going back into capacity restrictions, and a lot of people are going to lose jobs again. It's a lousy time to be doing it. But saying all that, 5,500 members in the fleet, if everybody gave a pound, that'd be 5,500 pounds to somebody that needs it.
Rob, I think he's showing you up right now. He's showing off some Klingons.
Without,
I'm just showing the other group.
No, that's
Oh.
just
without going too far into it, currently the Nomad's at 2,466 pounds, up from 355 last year.
I think the nice part about that too is, I mean, we had an entire school participate.
We did. That's the other part that's important, is that if you're involved with a group, and in this case, one of our members is a teacher, she was able to elicit her class, got her class to dress up in Star Trek uniforms, and they went out and they raised over $1,600 for the cause this year.
what's really
And they all
funny-
got into it. And the pictures that we posted were the kids in Star Trek uniforms supporting the Nomad, and more importantly, supporting the food drive. So it's getting others involved. And saying that, my daughter did it at her high school as well. So
these kids raised the money by baking cookies and doing a cookie walk, where people would pay for a bag and then walk around and fill the bag with cookies. I think it was like $5-10 a bag. Right. And they came up with a lot of it there, but then they had a lip sync battle at their high school, and it had admission, and the proceeds for both of those combined were what's around a little over 1,600.
Yep.
Yeah. So these kids got really creative. I told them I'd name a shuttlecraft after them. So I'm working on getting that and sending them a thank you message.
Yeah, this year Nomad has managed to get themselves under the Klingon the microscope, because it's like, wow, what are you guys doing?
We're doing
But I did also show, Rob sent the message to CAG, and that's actually on their Facebook.
On their Facebook page. They've listed
And
it.
them talking about it, they were kind of impressed. So
Yeah, and as Margaret just said in the comments, this challenge doesn't go for just food. The challenge against CAG is also for toy donations as well, which the chapter I'm with, which is the USS Columbus in Columbus, Ohio, we just were on the news broadcast because our chapter donated 555 toys to the Toys for Tots program.
One of the nice things about that too, Kevin, is, especially for me, it was really hard for me to find somewhere to donate food to. Nobody seemed to want any. And I'm like, I'm just going to go to the grocery store. What do you need? I did find a homeless shelter that would take my donation. So that's who I ended up shopping for. But you can find Toys for Tots donation places anywhere in the United States. I know that the food bank stuff is a lot easier in Canada, where some of the people that are on this reside. But here in the United States, I find it a challenge to make donations, and I bet it's like that in a lot of communities. So that's another option where you can give. I mean, you can just buy a toy and go to a Jersey Mike's, because they all have the Toys for Tots boxes there.
Right, and if you're not in the country, or if you're in an area where there is no Toys for Tots things, check with your local fire departments, because a lot of the fire departments around the world sponsored their own toy drives for their local communities as well. So that's another option.
Well, they also have things at churches called angel trees, where you can like take an ornament and it says like a kid's name and what they want and how old they are, and then you can purchase them a toy and take it directly to the church. So I mean, there are a lot of ways to work out donating toys that would, meet the restrictions of this.
So I actually know about the angel tree specifically. That is a prison ministry. So the parents are actually locked up, and they're trying to find a way to provide for their kids, and they actually apply for that.
I
So-
think I actually like
It-
that better. I didn't know that, but it makes me like it a lot better.
So my
It-
church, when my sister was in jail, they actually started doing the Angel Tree Ministry and being a part of it, and we did it for 15, 16 years in a row. And it's amazing when you come to a place that a parent is not available and show up to a group of kids that they're not getting anything, and they know that their parent isn't there, and just surprising them with clothing and toys that they didn't know that they were going to get.
Right.
you know,
There's several Angel Tree programs out there. I mean, the prison ministry one is out there as well. Walmart has their own little Angel Tree thing that they do. There's a military one that supports children that have a spouse who is deployed. So there's one of those out there, and then there's other just community church ones as well. So
Hey,
And I was
Kevin.
going to say,
Well,
It's 3:30. I know you said you had to leave at a certain point.
yeah, I was just going to say I need to go. So if there's any quick questions or anything, or as far as tactical goes, you can look at the Facebook group, or you can message me directly. If someone wants to put it up, who's ever running this, my email is sf.officer.plumber, or I'm sorry, sfofficerplumber.com or Gmail. Yeah.
Gmail.com.
This is why I hate being on video. It's sfofficer.plumber@gmail.com.
Kevin, can you type it in the chat really quick before you go?
Sean,
Just
I don't
put
think
it
that-
Just put it in our private chat, and then somebody can transpose it.
Okay.
to jump off what Kevin was saying with the charities, I know around here, Toys for Tots, the fire department, police department both shut down because of COVID restrictions.
That's me.
And so our local food shelter and or local food bank and shelter, they also take toys. So I think it's one of those things where if you look, you can find someone to take all your donations. And don't forget, there's a lot of places normally, like I learned this year about food banks taking 1 toys and 2 dog food and pet food, because some of these people need help feeding their animals too. And
so if you can't find a place in the U.S., the Marine recruiters, all fire stations will take donations, and they get it passed out to the needy as well.
Mhm.
So those are 2 places I know you can donate.
Also, the small TY, I can't remember how it's pronounced, the little stuffed animals, little hand size for an adult stuffed animals. A lot of police departments, sheriff's offices, and state patrol offices will accept them because when they're at the scene of an accident and they have a very upset child, a toy can help the child calm down. Most
Okay.
people don't not realize of that either. It's really cool.
I need to get going, guys. So
Take care, Kevin.
Bye,
Stay
Kevin.
safe.
thanks for having me on, and I'll try to do it again some other time.
All right.
See you, Kevin. Have a good day.
Yep. See you. You too, guys.
Safe
Bye-bye.
travel.
But
I really like where the conversation has gone today. I mean, it's all about charity, and I think that's great.
Well, we need to become more have more charity in our society. I mean, regardless of what part of the world you're in, we're still one society.
Yeah, I agree.
And
They say one race.
we stand together and just make it different, make it better. And SFI
just
should
think-
be able to show an example for that.
you think of how many different things people need. Another one that I'm big on is when it's time to donate suits so that people can get back in the workforces and go to job interviews and stuff like that. That's a big one up here. There's actually one company that will, if you take an old one in, they give you a discount on a new one so they can donate it to that program, and they'll do any repairs or whatever it needs.
They got two suit places in Lakeland that do that. which I think
Yeah,
is,
so one, it's a donation to somebody that needs it that might not be able to afford it, and two, it helps them get back into the workplace and they look good for their interviews. Plus, they feel better, right? So
Mhm.
you may not think of that usually, but it's just one of those things where a little bit of thinking outside the box. So
Hey, I wanted to comment on something I saw that Eric, I was scrolling up, wrote about getting an appointment for a booster shot. If getting a booster shot is something that you want, and you're getting turned down when you try to go to Walgreens or CVS or something like that to get one, try going to another state. That's what I did. I got both of my shots and my booster in South Carolina, and I live in Pennsylvania. I visit there frequently, so it's not like I made a really long trip to do it for no reason, but I got one right away. They have tons of appointments in other states. Massachusetts is probably a lot like Pennsylvania, maybe even a lot more so, where there are so many people that want vaccines, and each state has an allotment of them. So you might want to go to a state where people aren't as into getting vaccinated, and you can take one of theirs.
there's also areas where they're so small they don't have enough
Right.
vaccine to go across.
Don't feel guilty about it either, because that just frees up a vaccine in your state for somebody else. So
Amen.
you may as well just look elsewhere. And Massachusetts is small, so it wouldn't be that long of a drive for you to go to like Connecticut or somewhere else that's nearby.
Right. Fran's got a good point. Most rescue facilities, actually, I can't think of any in our area that won't accept clothing, shoes, socks, jackets, hats. It doesn't matter how torn up the hat is, they'll take one because at least it's something. So it really works. And we can make a difference by working together to make everything else easier on those right in our local neighborhood.
Yeah.
Somebody I was talking about SFI to, who is a major nerd, and I know him now. He's thinking about it because I said, well, what do you think of community service? He says, well, I love community service. He does a lot in town. I'm always bumping into him, helping people. He's retired and disabled like I am. And he goes, no, I don't want my money being dumped in some country somewhere where I don't know. I said, no, SFI does it right here on your block. That's what counts. He said, wait a minute. Whoa. On your block? Like when I take Miss Johnson to the doctor, or when I take Mr. Holmes down to the grocery store? Or I said, yeah, that's what it works on. Making a difference right here. He goes, and you guys do this Star Trek. Like, do you dress up if you want? Oh, yeah. Because he's got uniforms for every version of Trek. I said, you might want to give it a shot. And he goes, man, I'm going to seriously look into it then.
So what Fran said, just so you know, I've got over in Orlando, we got a group called SALT, Service and Love Together. They work with homeless. They work with kids. They do, they have two trailers, a shower trailer and a clothing trailer. So they go around Orlando and set up. They have volunteers that come and give the homeless haircuts, everything. One-stop shop. They're ready to go for an interview. The one thing that people don't think about, not necessarily socks, but hygiene stuff. Tampons, pads, toothpaste, toothbrushes, hair comb, stuff like that. Nobody ever thinks about that will help the homeless person feel like normal. And a lot of people don't think about those small items that can make a big difference.
Feminine hygiene products are expensive.
Oh, they
and
are.
they don't offer them for free anywhere. So I mean, that is important. There are female homeless people that need that stuff. I mean, we can't live without it.
Well, I wish nobody's in the hospital like I was, but like the 3 times I've been in the hospital, each time they give me this bag with all the stuff you need, but I'm only in overnight. And because the bag was given to me, they're going to throw it out anyway. I took him home. Why? Because I deal with the homeless all the time. I can give them to them.
That's great.
It gives them shampoo. It gives them toothpaste. It gives them a toothbrush. It gives them a hair comb. It gives them towelettes that they can use literally to wash their entire bodies with. You can make a major difference with tiny little things.
If it's okay, Drew, can I plug another charity for homeless veterans?
If you
Fire away, Rob.
type it in private, and I'll broadcast all channels.
It's pretty long. I just got to read it. Sorry.
Go for it, Rob.
Okay.
All right. It's an announcement for the annual Road to Recovery, Ruck to Ruck 2022. It's just R2R 2022. You can look it up there. And basically what it is, it's a march in support of homeless veterans. This year, people participating will be walking the Bruce Trail from Tobermory to Niagara Falls. It's 900 kilometers in 34 days with a goal of $500,000. And it all goes to Operation Leave the Streets Behind. And it's to help homeless veterans again.
That group has been doing a lot of ruck marches. They did one on, I believe, Veterans Day, where a bunch of active duty and retired got together. They're sitting in there in their red, white, and blue Ranger shorts and with a 50-pound ruck going across the bigger bridges in the different areas. So if you go on TikTok, and a lot of the Mill Talk creators are actually doing those ruck march and work with that group. Big thing trying to keep people. That 22 a day is a really, really bad number. We lose. It's actually 20 vet every 22 minutes. So one thing, like I said in my post a month ago, is call your members, check on them. Just say, hey, I just want to check up on you. How you doing? Because in this time, it's easy to get in one's head and not get out of it. That way, if you're stuck in your head and don't have anybody to talk to, it makes a big difference. Just one person calling you up and going, hey, I'm here if you need to talk.
Hey, Steve, I saw Steve came in and made a couple comments. Did you get some sleep?
Actually, that's from
me.
the command platform.
Oh, that's you. It says Steve Parmley, so I thought he
You
like
better
dropped.
be sleeping. I'll go thump him if you
Well, this is Steve's account, so it's set up to broadcast on all of his channels.
Oh, got it. I got excited. I thought, oh, maybe he got some rest and he's not working right now.
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, probably not.
Sorry if you thought that was Steve. That's actually Streamline.
What I have found when talking about SFI to people, even people who aren't science fiction nerds, they're impressed with the fact that we want to make a difference at the neighborhood level, and the community, not send it outside the country. And they'll ask, well, would you take somebody in this part of the world to be in your group? And I'm like, absolutely. And they're like, really? Yep. The idea is to make a difference. Totally. So, what are you doing? Give me a second.
So I am going to log off of here pretty soon. I just wanted to say goodbye before I left. Does anybody have any questions about anything I talked about earlier? No? Okay. Well, you know where to find me.
It's not working. Sorry, I was trying to share. I haven't figured out how to share the screen correctly so that it will show
this down. Close this down.
I can't.
Go over there and close it down.
I can't. It'll knock us offline.
If you put it all, like everybody's screen up.
Look, there's Richard.
Now try it. If you get what I'm saying.
Still sharing my screen and it's not working. So I had to figure out how to actually share to post that.
Well, at least put the link up.
I already did.
Anyway,
hey, Aaron, where can we find you if we need to talk to you?
you find Fleet Captain Eel. You find him, and then he'll find me. No, I'm kidding.
I can find Joel anytime.
You can email me at aaron.ussnomad@gmail.com. If you have any questions about Academy stuff, I can probably help you with what's available. And if you ever find that you have trouble taking exams, this is really important. If you have trouble getting through these exams because they're hard and they're required, talk to your CO, because there are accommodations that can be made where you can work with somebody in your region to go through it orally so that you understand the questions. A lot of people just feel like they can't take all of these courses, and you absolutely can. So just make sure if you have some, confidence issues, or you don't test well, or, some problem with taking tests and you want to take them, you talk to your CO, because they can contact the Academy and make arrangements so that you can do it in a way that you understand, that makes you feel comfortable. Anyway, bye.
Bye. Good to see you again.
I
Wow,
fully
this
support
entire show now is all Canadians, eh?
Nothing wrong with that.
Alberta, Ontario, and Florida.
Not in
All
anybody's way.
Canadians.
There goes my chief medical officer running that way.
It's true. I mean, all we'd need is somebody from Arizona. We'd have all of them.
Oh yeah, if we had Arizona, we'd have the entire country here.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, we need to. I like the idea that we were, like Aaron was talking about, we were able to switch to the charity concept, because we really need to focus more on that with SFI.
I posted that on Commander of Starfleet's page that you sent me, Joel.
The group's
poster.
website.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Road to Rucksack.
Yes, Jerry, me. I am from Alberta.
I'm not
And
from
specifically in Calgary.
Alberta. She don't do TV. Can you tell? Even stream. Carol don't do it. Unless Tim's on, she'll pick on Tim. She loves picking on Tim.
Don't we all like to pick on Tim?
This was another one of the ruck groups that Mike posted that does down in Alabama. I guess that one's in Montreal.
I'll be back in a second.
Ontario.
Well, most of ours will be a federal. There'll be one charity, and they'll work throughout the country.
Yeah.
When you got the 900 miles, that's set up federally, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're a little different than us, but I like the fact that they're better organized as a nation.
Hey.
A lot of our charities
People-wise-
are will have big
people-wise,
governing
Rob,
bodies,
not-
eh?
People-wise, Rob, not politicians. I'm just pointing it out, because I haven't found an organized politician yet.
That's an oxymoron.
Exactly. But people-wise, they're pretty kosher. I thought it was pretty great.
As far as this goes, if you got it open on two different devices, each device is going to have a slight lag off the other. But if it's a complete mismatch, it could just be a streaming lag where you just reopen it and it will correct it normally.
Yeah, like Rob last night. When he first came in, he was like 3.5 minutes behind everybody.
I think that's just me usually.
It's good to get everybody together, though. We need more together. We need to communicate.
And starting next year, I'm going to post on the first a couple of contests. I'm going to do one for the U.S. I'm going to do another contest with giveaway for Canada as well, because me and Drew went through and found some prizes that we can afford to ship. I'm going to do one for the U.S. I'm going to do
Somebody's a week behind us.
Nah, I was trying to open something else and it popped you guys up.
So
but we're going to be doing stuff for helping with booth displays and stuff like that. Sending model kits for like the Voyager pad.
Yeah.
Sending giveaways for the
Voyager pad kit, Voyager pad assembled.
That's cool.
Sending giveaways, the model kits, and also we're going to start sending out the little starter models of the little
Hollow emitters.
hollow emitters, so
For the
that
doctor.
people can add them to their booths
Or
for
the
recruiting,
uniforms or whatever.
or the uniforms, basically sent to the ships. And basically, it's to get more interaction and get more people actually involved in Starfleet's communication and the different Facebook pages. So start looking at that after the first.
And
So
here's-
the Canadian Forces had a victory march. The inaugural was this year, and it did. It also had attached charity, and the Chinook had 8 members participate. We all got this nice shiny challenge coin, and we plan to do it next year.
This is one of the kit cards. This is the original Enterprise.
Those are giveaways that we
These
do.
are giveaways that we give to little ones. And if you'll notice, there's a little ring right there. You can use it as an ornament.
Oh.
So you can hang it on a Christmas tree or whatever. What's really funny is when we're giving these away, when we have this stack of them printed, they're like, "Oh, do you have Voyager? Do you have?" Yet they tell you at first, "Oh, well, no, we don't watch any of that." But as soon as the parents see the models, "Oh, do you have Voyager? Do you have a Sovereign class? Do you have?" And we've got them for Trek. We've got them for Star Wars. Pity Kevin's not here because I'd say we got them for Battlestar Galactica. We got.
Well, I would throw my CO.
We've got lots of them. So, and it's really cool because it helps bring not only the community together, but it gives them a reason to stop and see there is a way to make a difference right here in town.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know that the local charity we like to do is Roots to STEM, and they do a variety of different programs. We particularly like to fund children to go to their space camp that they have, that they run for I think it's a week.
You can come back in, Kevin, if you want.
You can return, Kevin.
Yes, you are permitted, sir.
I think the great part, like something that I like to tell people too, is just because it's my charity doesn't mean it has to be your charity. And that's the only way that they can all survive. I mean, you get an influx. Unfortunately, it's this time of the year a lot of time, but Diabetes Society want money, the Cancer Society, the Heart and Stroke Foundation, Sick Kids Hospital. They're all fantastic organizations, but you have to decide what's important to you as an individual.
Right.
And I say, for example, the food drive, everybody has to eat. So it's an easy one to recruit the ship to do because it doesn't cut in on those other ones. But personally, you have to find the ones that matter. And everybody can give a bit to what they believe in. Does that make sense when I'm saying that?
Oh, it totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Well, it's like Sean works with youth a lot. I work with special needs and I work with homeless vets. And I work with the American Legion to get the homeless vets their benefits, their medical, and get them off the streets. If it's in your heart, you're going to work. A, you're going to work harder, and B, you're going to have a lot more fun when you're doing it. Because, well, in my case, Rob, you would know. I know you served. When you're looking someone in the eye who's seen what you've seen, their whole manner is different than someone who just wears a pretty suit and tries to tell you something that's a bunch of slapstick.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it is, like for us, Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto is huge, right? It's right up there with the Shriners Hospital, like reputation-wise and stuff. And my daughter spent some time there. So for us, every year it's a significant contribution. And I've never asked anybody for anything for it. If that makes it's weird, but you go to the store and they're like, "You want to donate $1 to sick kids?" You have no idea how much money I give to that hospital. So
it is handy that the store driven ones, those are handy.
Yeah.
So, but it's what matters to you, right? And every dollar counts. So
yeah,
and I agree with Rob. I fully agree with Rob.
But it's important that you have a diverse crew, I think, because the more things you cover, the greater the chapter's ability to show that SFI is willing to make a difference.
Yep.
Because I tell them all, you're not doing this for the camp, you're doing this for SFI. If people want to come join us and help the diversity, go for it. If you don't, and you want to just say it's for the camp, I'll agree to it. And more people than not will say it's about SFI making a difference. Because they can appreciate the fact that we're not going to take the glory for the idea, but everyone's going to know, okay, that guy's in SFI and he makes a difference. That helps the group. It does help the chapter because people will focus. That's the group that little group is working together. And that's why I like to work with, bring other chapters in to help us work, because it's important we work together. Rob and I have been working together for 3 years now, Rob? 2 years? 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that helped me break the ice with a whole lot of the moxies out running around out here in the club. I thank him for that. And it's been great. But if we hadn't worked together, I can't even imagine the amount of loss that I would have had as far as meeting people, getting ideas, finding some answers in different places that I probably never would have thought of asking or looking. So it's important that we work together.
With what you said too, I find with the SFI and the Star Trek, it's visibility and it's face recognition. You mentioned it with your toys as well, with the people knowing the ships. I said I'm too short to wear clown shoes and stand on the side of the road to get attention. When I wear a Star Trek uniform and I wear that into the food bank or into the charity or the radio station when we're doing a promotion, everybody recognizes it and has something to say or engages in a conversation. Did you get the Picard engages in there? And I think that's important too. It's brand recognition, right?
And I always come on, I've got the hairstyle and it's natural. I don't have to doctor it. I get the, oh, look, it's Captain Picard. No, it's not. It's Captain Drew.
Last year at Sci-Fi Bartow, there was a guy that had his makeup and all done. He looked just like Scotty coming out of the transporter, complete with the sling and everything. And here's Picard. And the one guy, he's in a Stargate SG-1 setup, goes, "You got to take a picture with my brother. Come on." And drags Drew halfway across the city to go take a picture with him.
Right. So there's a picture of Picard and Scotty standing in the middle of Bartow, Florida. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And it's just that kind of thing. It works people together. And he's joined SFI now. His chapter is in Georgia. And he thanks me for hooking him up. So it works, right?
You can deny it, but everybody knows Star Trek. So
yeah, even those who don't know it. Oh, you're Captain Picard, right? No. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure. You don't know who that is. Or they'll look at our baseball caps, which have the logo on it, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's a Sovereign class, right?" Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but you got that nacelle wrong in the back. What? You're not a fan. Get lost.
Yeah, sure. You don't know anything about Trek, but you're telling me exactly what's wrong with the top. Way to go.
All right, gentlemen. I'm looking at the clock, and that's an hour for me, so I got to jump. So,
well,
yeah, we got to get ready to run too. We got a bunch going on tonight.
Thank you all for coming and joining us. Thank you everybody for participating in chat. And I'll let you know when we got another AMA running.
And don't be strangers.
Yes.
Keep in
Best
touch.
wishes and happy holidays to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Peace.
Peace
Live
and a long
and
life.
prosper.
And prosper. And